For this project, I took a deep dive into Reddit.com's HipHopHeads, which is centered on hip-hop and rap music. HipHopHeads is not only the premier subreddit for this genre, it's one of the largest hip-hop-oriented communities online today, second only to worldstarhiphop.com in terms of user accounts. Here you can see the basic layout of the homepage. There are a few things worth noting. At the top of the page, there is an up-to-date chart showing upcoming releases. To the right, we see the sidebar, which always contains a hip-hop related image. This particular image is a memorial to the Jacka, a Bay Area rapper who was killed earlier this year. Just below the sidebar image, users can search for content or check the list of scheduled threads for a starting point. On the body of the page, we see a list of popular user-submitted links. This general format is not unique to HipHopHeads, but the abundance of new content and discussion on this particular subreddit is exceptional. One of the key defining characteristics of HipHopHeads is flair, small image files which are attached to your username when you post in this subreddit. As you can see, flair can be pretty much anything, but it often contains memes involving hip-hop or wider internet culture. Because of its massive subscriber base, 278,500 users at last count, HipHopHeads acts as a rapid aggregator for new hip-hop. As one mod notes here, numerous music sites rely on this community as an immediate source for new content. But, more than anything else, what makes HipHopHeads special is the high level of discussion that takes place here. Daily discussion threads like this one generate upwards of 500 comments, and popular links can elicit 3 to 4 times that. Here are just a few examples of the kind of questions and comments that you would typically see on a discussion thread, such as this user, bbrett9, asking what fun instrumentals other people know about to rap to, and he received these responses as well as a lot of others. Surprisingly, users on HipHopHeads are quite welcoming to newcomers and rarely exhibit the type of snobbery that pervades related subreddits like R-Music. This fact is echoed in the comment from user Jack Wilshire shown here. He said, "That's because hip-hop fans aren't elitist. We can enjoy people like Lil B or Riff Raff. All the other music subs seem far too concerned about who has the, quote, best taste in music. Nobody on here criticizes you for being a Kid Cudi fan, an Eminem fan, or a 50 Cent fan. There might be a snarky joke, but that's all." This fact is not only reflected by my experience with HipHopHeads, but also by a number of outside reports. One such report found that HipHopHeads had the 5th highest proportion of positive word use of all the top subs on Reddit.com. In addition to significant levels of discussion, this trend of positive engagement is part of what makes HipHopHeads a remarkable internet community. Many users aren't just here to talk hip-hop. They are actively building relationships that transcend cyberspace. They chat, play online video games together, collaborate on actual music projects, and schedule meetups to see live shows. Clearly, the culture of HipHopHeads is a product of its subscribers and their personalities. The anonymous nature of Reddit makes it difficult to know the identity of individual users, but I was able to surmise the overall demographic makeup of this sub based on annual subscriber surveys. What I found was that I am, in many ways, a quintessential example of the HipHopHeads user base. The users of HipHopHeads are overwhelmingly male, college-aged, white, and American. We can also understand the culture of HipHopHeads by examining the common interests outside of hip-hop that are shared by many members of this community. We know from data analysis that users on HipHopHeads were most likely to subscribe to subreddits involving sports, internet culture, memes and humor, fashion, gaming, and recreational drugs. Although these topics are somewhat peripheral to rap music, they do appear with noticeable frequency on HipHopHeads, and therefore have a role in shaping conversation here. After visiting HipHopHeads daily for the past several months, I now understand what a vibrant internet community it really is. This subreddit has a massive and uniquely engaged user base, allowing it not only to be a breeding ground for viral hip-hop content, but also a safe haven for serious discussion. It has vastly expanded my musical horizons, and I, for one, will face no shortage of good hip-hop to listen to for the next few years.